Your PostgreSQL is not maxed out. This is misconfigured, or you are using the PostgreSQL default in that. And PostgreSQL is shipped with the default setting. And why is that? Because PostgreSQL believes that it should run by default on a smaller system. Maybe you have enough hardware that it is not using that. So in next 10 to 15 minutes, we will discuss that without increasing your hardware. We will increase the performance of PostgreSQL. So it's usually a misconfigured and not configured PostgreSQL that is causing the problem. So here you can see the query. That query is taking 18.4 seconds, and after the tuning, you will get a 4.1 second. That's really big improvement, and we have not changed any code. We have not adding a more hardware at that. Same RAM, same CPU, and the same network setting. So everything is same, but we have changed only 5 settings. So next we will discuss that. So first one is the shared buffer. So you can look at the shared buffer, effective cache size, and work mem. These are 3 memory settings. And the shared buffer, you can see that the default value is 128 MB, and we're going to change that to 32 GB. And we have on a 4 GB of effective cache size, and we will change that to the 96 GB. And we have work mem 4 MB, and we will discuss that we will change that 512 according to the our need. So here is the breakdown. So PostgreSQL provide a mechanism to show you the plan what it will actually execute when you run your query. So when you run your query, it will generate a plan underneath. So explain will show you the plan how it will run step by step. So here you can see I have a query, explain, and then analyze actually with that, and the whole query after that. And you can observe in that query, we have join, we have a where class, and we have a sorting that is called order by. So you see the problems here. You can see the red stuff here. And the last one is the execution time. It is 18 seconds. So it is 18,000 milliseconds. It is 18 seconds. So that's a quite slow query. So here is the breakdown of that. You see that the first problem, the sort, that is the external merge, and that is using the disk. And that is the biggest problem. When you use the Postgres start using the disk for the sorting, for the some stuff, that is slow down the query. So you see the external merge, this is taking 512 MB of the disk. And the next one is the sequential scan. And that's an expensive operation. If you have a very large table and you do the sequential scan on that, it hurts your performance because it has to compare one by one every row to get you the desired result. We have seen that we have a where class where we have to filter out some of the rows, many rows in that, and the sequential scan actually scanning the each and every row and filter out some of the rows which are not required, and that enforced by the where class. So you see the next one is the execution time. I already discussed that. You see that 18 seconds, that's a quite slow query. So you have to improve that. So here are the things. These are the 5 steps. So I talk about that we will in 5 steps, in 5 settings, we will actually tune the query. And you see that the first thing is you have to do that, the explain, analyze. Explain, analyze, we already discussed in the previous slide that it will actually give you the actual problems in that. So we already identified the problem. So now we will look at the PG settings. That PG settings is the catalog in a PostgreSQL that actually shows you the values of your parameter that is configured in your PostgreSQL. So there are, you can see the 4 parameters, the effective cache size, shared buffer, work mem, and the parallel workers. So you can see the shared buffer is 128 MB and your effective cache size is 4 MB and 4 GB. I think that's a 4 GB. That's not 4 MB. So the shared buffer is 128 MB and your work mem is the 4 MB. So next we will go to the effective cache size. Effective cache size is not the guideline for the optimizer and the planner where you will actually give the hint or the guideline to the optimizer and the planner to plan your query perfectly, because you have that amount of memory. So you're just guiding the optimizer and the planner that plan according to that I have that amount of memory. The PostgreSQL will not take that memory from you. So you can have a leverage to set that value a really big value. So here, if we have a very large memory, so I'm just setting that to 96 GB, which is a quite big one. So don't worry about that. It is just a guideline. It will not take the 96 GB of your RAM from you. So next one, that's shared buffer. That's the most critical setting you have in a PostgreSQL. When you set that value, you have to restart the PostgreSQL. You can do that using the alter system set shared buffer in the 32 GB. I'm setting that to 32 GB. We already discussed that. That is the default is 128 MB. So we are setting it to 32 GB. And then we are just doing the explain analyze, and we see the sort method, external merge, and whatever we have, the buffer, the hits, everything, because we already discussed that how shared buffer shows the thing. But you see the performance. Look at the 18 second and the 5 second. So there's a quite improvement that from 18 seconds to you now your querying is running is only in 5 seconds. So when you set that shared buffer parameter, keep in mind the Postgres, when you restart the PostgreSQL will take the whole memory from you. So that is become the dedicated memory for PostgreSQL. So in PostgreSQL documentation, if you go to the PostgreSQL documentation, you will see there is a recommendation. There is a box there that is recommendation that you set the shared buffer value as a 25% of your actual memory. So in my opinion, I have seen a production system that nowadays it is not a quite a good suggestion there. Why? Because previously, quite old times, that people don't have a dedicated system for the PostgreSQL or the databases. They have their application server. They have the other server running on the same system where you are running your PostgreSQL on that. And that is the problem. They are not setting shared buffer quite high. But nowadays, in a modern system, usually every production system has their own dedicated server dedicated just for the PostgreSQL or the database. So in that case, I think 25% is quite a pessimistic value. You can have much better than that, maybe a 40% of your memory, but that depends on your workload and your what type of workload, how big workload is your. So that's the really critical parameter. So we will configure a better value here to get the max out of the PostgreSQL. So the next one is the workmem. So every PostgreSQL system, and they have the queries that have the sorting. That's a really important thing. But when you're doing the sorting, PostgreSQL requires RAM because it has to fetch the rows from the table to then sort it and give you the proper sorted values. So that requires the memory. So from where that memory comes, and that comes from the workmem. But that is the critical one. Unlikely the shared buffer, when you set the shared buffer, it will take all the memory from you, and that is for the cluster base. But here, the work mem is not like that. It is for the per session base. And if you do the math, if you have 50 sessions, do have two sorts in that, and you have a 4 worker process. We will discuss the worker process next slide, the worker process, and you set that value to 1 GB, then you have a 400 GB workmem. Do you really have that memory? No, that is the problem. So we will discuss that in a next video sometime, how to configure a PostgreSQL workmem value perfectly and accurately, so you will not end up with that kind of a problem. So next, the max worker parallel workers. So what the parallel worker is doing, when you're doing a sequential scan, you are doing any scan, that PostgreSQL provide a mechanism that it will do all the processing and the fetching, the everything in parallel. So how many parallel workers it will run for your task, it is depends on your setting. So if you see, we have a max parallel worker per gather is 4, max parallel workers are 8, and max worker process is 16. So we set that value. How to set that? You just set that alter system, reload conf, it boom, it will do that for you. So it depends how many cores you have. Right now I set that 4, so I'm using the 4 cores of that. So if you have more cores and you want to allocate more cores to do your task, just change that value, so you will get the max of that time. So payoff. So we set these values and look at that, the payoff. You have 18 seconds previously, and with the same hardware, with the same everything, no code change, same PostgreSQL version, everything is same. You just change 3 or 4 settings after analyzing your queries, then you will get 18 seconds to 4 seconds approximately. So, how PostgreSQL memory works? I just want to touch that topic here because it's slightly deeper, but it's really you need to understand that PostgreSQL is a double buffer system. So why a double buffer system? PostgreSQL have its own buffer that is called shared buffer, and you can configure that using the shared buffer configuration parameter. We did 3 or 4 slides before. So that buffer actually have whenever you write everything, it goes to the shared buffer, and that shared buffer right will go data goes from shared buffer to the OS cache. When it goes to the OS cache, then it goes to the disk. So that is the double buffer. First buffer is PostgreSQL, then the kernel buffer. So we were talking about the Linux now here. So the Linux buffer here, the kernel buffer, OS cache, and then it goes to the disk. So that's a double buffering system in PostgreSQL. So what you need to do, explain, analyze, okay, that nothing you need to change that, but effective cache size. So you change that value, reload the config, and you are done. So for shared buffer, you have to restart your PostgreSQL. And for the work mem, you can do that per session. So for the max worker process and the parallel workers, you just have to reload that. So we already discussed PG reload conf. So you can do that, reload that config. You don't need to restart that. You just reload the conf. So only one parameter, which is a shared buffer, you need to restart your PostgreSQL. And then you have to explain, analyze again. So steps are explain, analyze, change one setting, do the explain, analyze, and do that. It will not take a lot of time of you. Maybe one day, 6 hours, 8 hours, you do that, changing the parameter according to your hardware. So when you configure that, then you don't have to worry about that. Your PostgreSQL performance will be really good after that. So the issue when you change your hardware, maybe you have on a 128 GB RAM and you have now 256 GB of RAM, you have to do that sometime again to reconfigure your parameter to get max out of your hardware and max get out to your PostgreSQL. So here we have the protect the gain, then with the cache hit ratio and the heaviest query, what heaviest query you have, and the sort spills, what kind of sort spills you have. So you have to worry about that. So your next step, take a baseline, explain your query, choose one setting, reload, restart, retest, and do it again. And if this helped, subscribe. And we already discussed about that. That next video we will discuss about the work mem 400 GB memory bomb and what is the problem. Maybe it will kill your PostgreSQL if you set that value wrong, because we discussed that work mem is good. It will give you the performance, but not every time. If it's misconfigured, it can cause a really big problem for you.